Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the first 250 National of 1990. And here we go. And who is it out in front? The dust clears, and out in front, a change there. It looks like Doug Dubach, number 7, on the factory Yamaha to Southern California. Yes, let's not ignore Larry Ward. This sign up there, knock him out, Larry Ward. But it is Doug Dubach, number 7 of Costa Mesa, California, in front. And he is being followed by, who is that in second? Looks like 32 Dennis Hawthorne. I'm not sure. No? Let's check when they come around. It's getting a little dusty here at Gatorback. First 250 National of the first 250 National of 1990s. And Ricky Johnson, that's the question mark. Right now, Dubach. 26 years old of Southern California. Dubach on the factory Yamaha in front. Keith McCarty, the brains behind that Yamaha factory effort for the past 12 or 13 years. The man who guided Hanna to his many, many victories is backing Dubach. And the Yamaha would like to see a win here. It's been a while. There he is, flying through the air, number 7, Doug Dubach, 26 years old, out of Southern California. And Dubach opening up a bit of a lead here under the hot Florida sun. Let's check the riders behind him. There's Dubach, number 7. Well, he's got enough of a lead. We can't quite pick up the second place rider. We understand that Johnson is mid-pack. Ricky Johnson, there's second. That's 32. That's Hawthorne. I was right. And it looks like number 6, Ronnie Tishner, a Florida native on the factory Suzuki, running third. Yes, that's Tishner. Tishner trying to move up now. Number 6, Tishner. Yamaha Moto, the white Yamaha International colors. They switched from yellow a few years ago. That's number 6, Tishner, running in second. He's out of Florida. He's used to this hot Florida sun. And that's 13. Johnson has come out of nowhere and gone to third. I don't believe this. Ricky Johnson, multi-time national champion, has gone into third place. Bad start. He's got to be wondering about that wrist. This is where his career almost ended 1 year ago today. But Johnson is riding like a madman in third. And Ricky, one of the most intelligent riders, will stalk the riders in front of him until he sees a hole, and then he'll go for it. So Dubach here, Tishner landing very hard, Dubach, and there's Johnson in third. Stanton now moving up into about fourth place, I believe, at this point. Jeff Stanton, also a bad start. Now, the interesting thing about it, these riders will know that Johnson is running third because they'll get a sign from the mechanics as they go by the mechanics row. And there's a pass. Nope. No, almost. And the sign will say number 13, third. And these guys, it will be like lighting an Agena missile under their seats because they know that Johnson will close on him. Look at the height. These are 250 machines, ladies and gentlemen, putting out close to 50 horsepower, the factory bikes. A tremendous power-to-weight ratio, greater than that of a top-fuel dragster. They only weigh about 214 pounds. I mean, these things are absolute rocket ships. Quarter-liter rocket ships. Two-wheel projectiles. There is Tishner. Good look at him on the yellow Suzuki, out in second place. Douglas Dubach, number 7 in front. Larry Huffman on the microphone. Larry Myers doing the live call here at Gainesville. And an excellent job, I'm sure. There's Johnson in third. Johnson taking an inside line, cutting off a few feet, getting a little sideways there, sacrificing a little speed for a little bit of less ground to cover. Johnson now is getting these guys in his sights. And it is just a matter of time till Johnson will make a move. Whoop! Oh, that is a block pass, ladies and gentlemen. And Tishner parked it right in front of Dubach. Dubach had a choice of running into him, putting them both down, or slamming on the binders. Dubach did the right thing and slowed down and let Tishner get out in front. And so Ronnie Tishner is out in front. Dubach in second, and Johnson grinning like a skeleton, the skeleton of death in third. There's Johnson on the inside. Nope, not quite yet. Mark Blackwell, the marketing director at Suzuki here today, and he is a former national motocross champion back in the early 70s. Takes a big interest in motocross, does Mr. Blackwell. There's your leader, number 6, Ronnie Tishner on the factory Suzuki. And now Johnson's got him. Ricky goes around the outside, textbook pass, right around Dubach on the outside and sets it up and stays out in front, almost takes out Dubach's front wheel. Dubach wisely backs off, and now it is Ricky Johnson going after your leader, number 6, Ronnie Tishner. 13, Johnson in second. 7, Dubach in third. But it is Ronnie Tishner now feeling the hot breath of Ricky Johnson in second. Stanton is up to fourth. We're not going to get away from this race, this battle between these young gentlemen. Everybody's wondering, can Ricky hold on for the whole moto? He almost ended his career here 1 year ago. Injured wrist, practice crash. Danny Storbeck. Johnson was out for months. A lot of people wrote him off. And here is Ricky back. Look at the crowd. Watch Johnson. Their heads move in unison as Johnson goes by. Got to be the crowd favorite, Ricky Johnson. You see a lot more waving on from the crowd than the previous 125 race. You had a Frenchman in front. And you've also got Ricky Johnson in this. Let's not discount that. Johnson is good. He's tough. Ronnie Tishner, 20 years old, out of Palm Harbor, Florida, 6 feet tall, 155 pounds, likes to swim and jet ski. A lot of these riders will jet ski when they're not racing motocross. They use the balance and the same type of balance as they do in riding a bike. A lot of power, and they're all into high-speed activity, whether it be motorcycles or jet skis or whatever. Look at Johnson on the inside. He's stalking him. He's going. He's got him. Johnson, a beautiful pass on the inside. Tishner did not expect that pass, and now it's Ronnie's turn to take a riding lesson from Ricky Johnson. Ricky Johnson, El Cajon, California. Got to be something in the water. You got guys like Brock Glover and Lachine and Johnson all from the same neighborhood just about. And Ricky is on the gas. Beautiful day here in Florida. Well-prepared track as usual. And there comes Stanton out of nowhere to take second, and now it's a whole new ball game, folks. Ricky Johnson in front. His teammate Jeff Stanton, number 1 in second. There's a distance between them. And Tishner is sitting in third. Stanton went around him so fast, Tishner's head went around like the little girl in The Exorcist. And Tishner is goodbye. Goodbye, Ronnie. Stanton is going to try to spoil Ricky Johnson's return. There's Johnson. Number 13, big Ricky Johnson. Went to Japan with him in 1982 when I helped stage the first ever Supercross held in Japan. He was an 18-year-old kid, and he took the Japanese officials aside and said, "This is how you start the race." And they were stunned. Johnson just said, "This is how we do it. That's it. That's the way we want it done." They walked away, and one of the Japanese officials turned to me and said, "In Japan, no young person ever questions the authority of an older person." And I said, "Well, you haven't met Ricky Johnson yet." Rick Johnson, number 13, out in front, formerly number 1. And a lot of people thought he'd be out. He's 25 years old now. Out of El Cajon, 170 pounds, 6 feet 1. Johnson is an avid surfer. He and David Stanfield, who's done a number of ESPN specials. He's spent a lot of time with Stanfield. Stanfield's a surfer, too. He'll tell you Ricky's a darn good surfer, but he can make a lot more money riding motocross. Johnson surfs, snow skis, and water skis. Won the first 5 Camel Supercrosses in 1989 before coming to Gainesville and suffering that injured wrist. And Ricky was out for months, and some said he would not come back. Well, guess what? Ricky Johnson is back, folks. Johnson's having a fairly easy time. Stanton is staying far enough behind Johnson so Johnson does not have to sweat it too much. There's Johnson. Look at the crowd. Get behind him. They're so happy he's back. Johnson, the all-time Supercross race winner, surpassed Bob Hanna's record last year. And he is the winningest Supercross rider. Actually, the winningest, well, yeah, the winningest Supercross races. He's 128 going into this race, and Hanna 127. Johnson lapping riders almost at will. Looks strong. He's a tremendously talented rider, a lot of natural ability, but he also backs it up by some very intensive training. 1983, Johnson dislocated his hip in St. Louis at an outdoor national. He said it was the most excruciating pain he has ever experienced. There was a fear at first he was going to be paralyzed for life. That was in the summer of 1983. And Johnson came back. He was about 19 then. He's 25 years old now. Still got some years to go in Supercross and motocross. Not much dust on this track, this well-prepared Gainesville track. Gatorback Raceway in North Florida, the beautiful city of Gainesville, is Ricky Johnson passing, lapping riders. This is where it gets dangerous, so when you come up on a rider, they call them squids, some of them. They don't know you're behind them, and you've got the caliber of Ricky Johnson, and suddenly you find yourself flat on your back because a rider has done something stupid. Johnson waves to the crowd. He'll showboat if he's far enough ahead. It looked like he just turned and waved to the crowd. Might have been ripping off a tear out, but I think he was waving to the crowd. He responds, as most of the superstars do, to the accolades of a crowd, and they'll turn and wave at him. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky Johnson comes back with a vengeance and wins the first 250 National Motocross of 1990 here in Florida. Let's look at the results. Ricky takes it, we know that, and should be Stanton in second. Let's get the official results. Here it is. Let's look at Johnson in slow motion. Jeff takes second. Damon Bradshaw on the Yamaha finishes third.
The all-new Geomax MX34 is the latest result of Dunlop's ongoing development with the help of top motocross pros. The all-new Geomax MX34 is the new industry standard for soft to intermediate terrain. Experience the advantage